Okay, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time that you created a little corner in your home just for you? I think that creating our self-care spaces is one of the greatest ways that we can impact the way we live in our home. And in this video, I'm going to share some simple and inspiring ways to design some self-care spaces in your home and garden that nurture your mind, body, and soul. Okay, first, let's just touch on the power of environment and how it impacts our well-being. I want you to be reminded that our surroundings affect our mood, our energy, our creativity, and even our health and well-being. Self-care spaces don't have to be big, they don't have to be expensive, and they don't have to be complicated. They're just about intention and taking care of yourself. So I want to encourage you to think of one spot in your home that you could transform by the end of this video. So of course, the first thing that we think about, or at least what I think about when I think about self-care in my home, is my morning routine and how I start my day out. So I like to make sure that I have an area in my home that I've created for that, what I like to think of as like a nurturing space to begin each day with intention and a calmness. Now, this could be a little nook. This could literally be a chair by the window. It could be at your dining table. It could honestly even be outside on your patio or porch. Any space that you can sit for a second, gather your thoughts, maybe pray, meditate, journal, have your cup of coffee with birdsong in the background, anything that makes you feel grounded and intentional about how you want your day to go. So when you're creating this morning ritual space, you need to really think about the things that make you feel calm, make you feel creative and energized for the day. And I like to think about it in a way that I want to have the things around me that I need to make sure that whatever ritual that I have in the morning, I can do that. So I always keep my journal close at hand by where I have my coffee in the morning, because often I will journal, I will do my Bible study in the morning, and I want all of that close by. And if it's not close by, maybe I won't do it. So I'm really intentional about setting up my space for my morning ritual so that I can make sure and start my day off on a good note. Now, a quick little pro tip, especially for our morning space, our self-care spaces and this morning ritual, is that if coffee or tea is a part of your morning ritual, I would say make sure that those items that you need to make your coffee or tea in the morning are available, easily accessible, and they're beautifully displayed. Like, put your tea in a beautiful jar, or your coffee grounds, or whatever that looks like for you. I mean, honestly, it could just be like lemon water. Just create a little tray or a little corner in your kitchen where the items are displayed beautifully, and a place where you look forward to preparing that tea or coffee in the morning for yourself. I don't want you to think that this has to be some big like overhaul. I just want you to keep top of mind that doing these little small gestures for ourselves and creating this self-care ritual and a space for that to happen in at the beginning of the day is a form of self-care in itself, and it's really, really important. Okay, next up, and this may not be a place that you go in the morning. It may be a space that you retreat to after work or at the end of the day, but I want you to think about creating a self-care outdoor space for yourself if you can. If you have a balcony or a patio, a small garden, or your front porch, any place that is outdoors that can serve as a self-care retreat in the midst of a busy day or in the morning. That's what I do. I make my coffee, and a lot of times if it's not 100 degrees outside, I'll go outside in the morning, because what I found is connecting with nature that way at the very beginning of the day is one of the absolute best things that I can do for just my mental health. And it makes me feel rejuvenated right at the beginning of the day. I think having that sunlight, hearing bird song in the morning. A lot of times I'll walk around my garden and we have pea gravel paths, and just hearing the crunch of the pea gravel and looking at the flowers before it gets really hot. That whole, honestly, it could be 10 minutes. That 10-minute time frame that I spend outside grounds me and gets me prepared for the rest of the day. So if you don't have a garden to walk around in, like I said, you could do this on your balcony, your patio. It could be by a window if you don't have that. Just a way to connect with nature. I would say maybe add in some potted plants to your space, a cozy seating area that you could sit in, whether it be by a window or outside on your patio. Maybe some beautiful lights. A water feature would be lovely. I don't have one of those, but I would love one. And just get connected with nature. Stepping outside, enjoying the fresh air can really reset your energy throughout the day, whether it be morning or evening. Okay, now we're going to cover what most of us think about when we think about self-care spaces in our home, and that is our bathroom retreat. So this could be a spa-like primary bathroom if you have that. This could literally be a hall bathroom if that's what you have, like that you share with your family members or roommates or whatever. It doesn't matter what the space is or how big it is. It just matters that you are intentional about how you set it up and the items that you have displayed in your bathroom. So what we see a lot of times is that for convenience sake, especially for ladies, we have a lot of products, and sometimes the products, because of ease of use, end up being on the countertops. And what ends up happening is it looks a little cluttered, and you may not even recognize that that's like visually stimulating for you, but it really could be. So what I would say when you are thinking about your bathroom space, creating a self-care retreat within that bathroom, is maybe clear the clutter off of your countertops for one day and see if it affects your mood as you walk into the room and how the room serves your well-being. We start the morning in our bathrooms. We end the evenings in our bathrooms. A lot of times that is where we get ready for the day. It's where we get ready for bed. So it's a really important space. I love to include a candle, beautiful trays. All of the things that you need can be beautifully displayed. And then if you have the opportunity to take the products and the lotions and potions and makeup and all that stuff and either put them in a drawer or maybe put them in a really beautiful, could be a basket or a box with a lid, just clearing the clutter a little bit and thinking about how that space makes you feel is super important. You also want to set yourself up for success and up for relaxing in that space, whether it's, when you're taking a shower or maybe you like to take baths. I love to take baths, especially in the winter when it's so cold. So what I've realized is that when I have my bathtub set up for a really beautiful, luxurious bath with bath salts and lavender and all the things, when it's all set up in there and ready for me, it welcomes me to partake in that. So when you're thinking about creating a self-care space in your bathroom, think about the things that you want to achieve with the space. And if that is relaxation, and if that's unwinding at the end of the day and possibly taking a bath or enjoying your skincare routine, then make sure you have everything that you need in that bathroom. Now, I want to take you into my bathroom and show you a couple of the things that I absolutely have to have in there and just kind of walk you through my process of getting ready in the morning and getting ready in the evening and some of the things that are absolutely essential for self-care for me in that space. Okay, so we made it into the primary bathroom, and I just wanted to bring you in this room because I feel like as far as when we think of self-care spaces, I think our bathrooms are top of mind for us in our homes. So some of my essentials in my bathroom are, of course, a luxurious candle. I love to take a bubble bath at the end of the night, so I want to make sure that I have my bath salts and my body scrubs and all that stuff, and of course a candle. Then I think it is absolutely essential to have some type of plant material in your bathroom. It really relaxes me, so I always like to have a plant or some flowers on the pedestal next to my bathtub. My vanity area is very important to me. I love to sit here and take my makeup off at the end of the night or put my makeup on in the morning. And of course, my skincare essentials. So something that I've been really concerned about lately is sun damage. Honestly, I've spent the entire summer out in the garden. And although I do, of course, wear my sunscreen, I've got some sun damage and I'm getting a little bit older, so fine lines and wrinkles. And I just feel like my skin is not as bright as it could be. So I got myself the Omnilux mask. This is the Omnilux Contour Face, and it is LED light therapy, which is so good for your skin. There's so many incredible skin benefits to it. It's super easy to use. And what I have found out is that no matter what I'm doing throughout my day, whether it's just having my coffee in the morning or getting in bed at night and reading my book, I can just slip this on. You only have to wear it for 10 minutes and it makes a huge impact on your skin. So I've seen a noticeable difference in my fine lines and wrinkles, in the firmness of my skin, and in the luminosity of my skin. I'm really obsessed with this. It's so super easy to use. Literally turn it on, wear it for 10 minutes, 3 or 4 days a week for like 5 or 6 weeks, and you're gonna see a huge difference in your skin, and then you can do some maintenance. So of course, being in beautiful spaces is important for self-care, but also making sure that we are using devices that make ourselves feel better and look better is really important too. Now, if you're interested in the Omnilux Contour Face, I'm gonna put the link below in the description. You will not be sad that you tried it out. Okay, let's go talk about some other self-care spaces that are essential in our homes. Okay, next up on our self-care spaces, we have all the main bases covered, but this is an area that you might not have thought of, and I think it's super, super important, and that is a space for creativity and joyful hobbies, whatever that looks like for you. This is like a dedicated area in your home for activities that bring you joy and get you into the creative flow. So this could be a reading chair, an art corner, maybe you have a whole dedicated room to your hobby, whatever that is. Could be how you set your kitchen up because you really love to cook and that is your hobby. Could be outdoors. If you're a gardener like me, I love to have all of my garden essentials close, and I like to have it kind of styled beautifully so that I can grab my pots, I can grab seeds or my snippers or whatever I need. It makes me more likely to enjoy that hobby when everything that I need is in an arm's reach. So I want you to think about what you could do to create a corner or a room or an area in your home that is going to encourage your hobby, whatever that is, or hobbies if you have multiple hobbies. It's really important that we take the time to create these spaces inside of our home that nurture the activities that we love. And when we take time to do that, what you'll realize is that you partake in that activity more often and you bring more joy to your home because you're being intentional about how you set it up. Okay, to the bedroom, which is probably one of our most sacred self-care spaces. I am a huge believer that a good night's sleep can cure just about anything. I make sure and get my 8 hours every night. Honestly, I sometimes get more than 8 hours. I am an early to bed, early to rise girl. And I've, over the years, kind of trained myself to be that way, mainly because I love to get started on work kind of early in the morning. I have a few hours very early in the morning after I go through my morning ritual, of course, that I feel most creative and I don't have a lot of distractions because I'm not getting emails from employees and all that stuff. So I start my day really early and I go to bed fairly early and I get my 8 hours. And I think it has so much impact on how much energy I have throughout the day and how my body fights off sickness and honestly just feels good. So One thing I would say when you're setting up the all-important bedroom space and thinking about how that can promote self-care and wellness, I want you to just remember these key elements. First of all, great lighting, and it doesn't have to be anything super expensive, but I would just say make sure you have a really beautiful lamp next to your bedside table for just being able to dim the lights in the evening, maybe turn off the overheads and have some lamp light. That just gets you into a calm mode and it gets you ready for bed. Then I would make sure that you've got great bedding, breathable, something that I'm dealing with right now. I don't know if y'all have dealt with this, but I think I'm going into like perimenopause and I have started waking up in the middle of the night really sweaty. So I have made sure that my bedding is 100% cotton. It's super breathable. And, of course it's soft and it's welcoming. It's a place that I'm like excited to go get in my bed at the end of the night. I make sure I make my bed every morning. So it kind of beckons me in the evening to come in and slide into the sheets. Colors, your color palette in the bedroom is really important. If you're wanting your bedroom space to promote kind of well-being and calmness, then I would say use a soothing color palette. That's really, really important. And it doesn't have to be light and airy and dark and like whatever fits you, whatever is calming to you, whatever color palette is calming to you, that's what you need to use. We don't all have the same influences when it comes to color. And so what's calming for me, which is like mocha browns, that might not be calming for you. You might want something a little bit more light and airy. So just think about that when you're thinking about setting up your bedroom space. And then something that we can all do, something that's completely free, is just to make sure that this most important space is clutter free. Just do a quick tidy up. Make sure that you don't have things that are causing a visual clutter, because at the end of the day, when we want to feel calm and get ready to have a well-rested night of sleep, we don't want to have visual clutter that's causing like internal, feelings of not feeling restful. So I would say clear the clutter, have a great lamp, some great bedding, and a soothing color palette in this important room in your house. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about your bedroom is that, in my opinion, a great night's sleep is like the ultimate form of self-care. So if you only have one space that you want to focus on right now as your self-care space, I would say bedroom, because a great night's sleep can really set you up for a great day. Okay, a last little tip or things to think about as you're creating these spaces in your home or outdoors is to maybe set yourself up to have some speakers for some soft music. That's really important. Maybe scent kind of gets you into a calming mindset. So you might want a beautiful scented candle or diffusers or fresh flowers. That's instantly a mood shift. Maybe you have a self-care basket that has a candle, your journal, a cozy blanket, and you can move that around your home with you. And then the last thing I would say is that maybe you want to think about creating a digital detox space in your home. This may be something that you've never heard of, but I like to have a place in my home where I don't look at social media or get on any devices. I think that this is really important for us, and for maybe even if you have children, creating this digital detox zone in your home can be such a great form of self-care. We all need to have a moment in time where we put down our devices and we're able to just be and read and, talk with our family or friends or whatever it is, or just be alone for a little bit. So that is something that I think you could try out this week as well. Okay, last thing, I want you to be reminded that self-care spaces are less about stuff and more about being intentional. So I want you to pick a space in your home today and add one element to it that feels nurturing to you. Now, I've created a self-care spaces checklist with some of my favorite items that I like to have in the areas of my home that I find the most calming and where I want to promote self-care. So you can check that out below in the comments or in the description in the video below. And then also, if you want some more inspiration on how to possibly set up these kind of self-care sanctuary spaces in your home, I want you to watch this video next. I'll see you there.